Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome to the stream, one and all. Welcome to something a little bit more laid back today, because I'm not feeling 100%. I'm glad I streamed it for tonight, because I am sluggish as hell. I have an idea where all my energy disappeared to, and it's something I hope to fix by tomorrow with a little bit of cursory research, but until then, welcome. Only 2 days until Halloween, and we're going to be playing some things that, well, tonight is going to be something that's horror adjacent. Tomorrow night is going to be actual horror, and after that, oh boy, are you guys in for a treat. But for now, before we get really into things, I wanted to give a big shout out to the early crew, everybody who showed up before the stream even started proper. Zippy DS Melee and Pillow Sledder, both longtime viewers. Thank you guys for being here. And anyone else who's just hanging out in the chat lurking. I greatly appreciate it. I wonder if this game has controller support. Give me a sec to check that. I always have my gamepad plugged in just in case. It does. Oh, thank goodness. Now, something like this, the way everything is laid out, and even on the store page itself, you'd think this is an RPG Maker project, right? No. No. This was built in Unity. I was really surprised. This has the kind of look of it, doesn't it? Trick or Treat was yesterday for me. Don't know why, though. They had 30 minutes before it rained. Oh, man, have you been getting hit by those seasonal storms, too? Yeah, it's been pouring on us almost constantly over here, which is a problem for me because I just remembered that I needed to get my plates reinstated today, and, well, I need to wait for everything to dry up a little bit before I try and put them on there so they'll actually, you know, stick. Not just fall off in the middle of a grocery run. Be pulled over by a police officer like, hey, did you know this? Yeah, I thought I did. Hey, Zulio! Dude, I've been there a million times before. Just like, oh, this person I enjoy is live. Actually, there's a billion other things that I need to get on top of as well, but we've been talking a little too long. Caution. This game contains horror elements, including blood, jump scares, ghosts, and monsters. Goblins and/or ghouls? Oh my. Make sure you are fine with the contents before playing the game. Jump scares? Nope, I'm out. I mean, I hope there'll be good ones at the very least, because there's a good way and a wrong way to go about that. The store page itself also says that this is a light-hearted adventure, so I don't think it'll be too bad. Lock the door before going out, just like that. Okay, it's perfectly locked. I can definitely count on you now. Well, do you remember what day it is today? Today is... As a matter of fact... I hear that. I'll get to it in just a second. Today is the 29th of October. What? I just told you this evening and you forgot it again? Today is Halloween, so are we going trick-or-treating? I'm kind of worried. Well, this is your first time outside of the house. Follow me and don't get lost. You have no sense of direction at all, and it'd be terrible if you tripped and broke your head or something. Sure. Interesting. Are these two, like, best friends? Sisters, maybe? She live by herself, or... Let's see what just came in. Dude! Aw, Zippy, you didn't have to, man. I know you do it almost every single stream, but still, that's a lot of money. $10, dude. Thank you so much. Fnu needs energy. So I'm not a pugilist, it's DSM. Strange man. Let's go, then. Oh, I don't... are you another person that doesn't do too well with traditional horror? I need to get over that. I'm pretty sure there are a ton of amazing experiences out there that I'm just not getting to experience because I'm limiting myself like that. I didn't think I was gonna like rap, especially not some of the more hardcore stuff like Insane Clown Posse. Then I sat down and listened to it, and I was like, oh, well, what do you know? I would have loved this as a teenager. This is right up my alley. By the way, why did you want to dress up like this? Looks more like a Halloween decoration than an outfit. But I feel the most comfortable in this one. Miss Charlotte told me that I could be whatever I wanted today, right? Yes. I only wear this witch's hat at this time of year. That's why I like Halloween. I'm getting the feeling the translation on this one isn't super polished. Some of the delivery isn't quite hitting, but I can understand well enough what's going on through these characters' heads, so it's fine. So, why are you afraid of those? Of course the town is decorated with pumpkin heads on Halloween. The heads, they're really scary. You are ruining the festival mood. Maybe I should have left you at home. I'm sorry. I can see why you don't like them, but... well, it seems that we have a better place to go. I heard there was another house in the forest that was preparing for trick-or-treat. If that's the case, let's go play some tricks on them. I don't like the house. Tonight is perfect for some bad jokes. Why? Did something happen? Actually, no. I don't even know them. The house suddenly appeared in the forest one day. That's not ominous or anything. That's not a bad sign that absolutely nobody should go mess with that. It seems to be cursed. Sounds disturbing, doesn't it? Since you don't want to visit the town, let's go to that house. Use the keyboard to control your character. Take a screenshot. Oh, wow, this... what the hell? Okay, maybe I will use the keyboard after all. Okay, I need to describe to you, like, what's happening with the movement controls right now. This is what happens when I hold left. Okay. Left. Ah, that's what's going on. It is way specific. And now I'm pressing up and down on the D-pad to try and get some more fine-tuned controls. And I'm moving left and right. The actual left and right on the D-pad don't do anything. Okay, shift to run. That's an interesting speed-up mechanic. Almost looks like I'm losing frames, doesn't it? This house better have large chocolate bars. It's so off course, it best be worth it. Dude, that is always the best house of the year when you find somebody who's giving away full-size candy bars. What are your favorite candy bars? I keep going back and forth on mine. I used to think it was Milky Ways, and those are still really good, but I've been leaning more and more towards Kit Kats in recent years. This house. Huh. Such terrible taste. Listen, Amelia. We'll take the treat, and we'll play the tricks. I won't leave until I have all the candy in this house. Okay. Charlotte really loves candy. Wonder if there's anything around the back of this place. Does this path lead anywhere? Some little clues I can get? Charlie, a loyal friend. Aw, must be the grave of a dog. She doesn't seem too bothered by this pumpkin. Is it only the ones that are lit up? Also, she's wearing one on her head. I guess is the explanation that she can't see it, so it's fine. Yeah, candy. Yeah, coffee. I mean, what? That's not my meme. Probably need to remap the controller for this game. Right. Wonder. What the hell is this setup right now? I can go up and down between the bag and the book, but I can't select the hearts off to the side or my character's head. Yes. Nothing in my inventory. I'm sure that won't be strictly necessary, right? Hopefully. Trick or treat! What is this place? The smell here is disgusting. And the carpet is sticky. Welcome to my party. Someone's on the second floor. I can't see him. Give us all your candy or you'll be sorry. In these dark years, I've been longing for guests. Finally, you are here. Tonight, doors will be open. It's a party, a game. Will you have fun? He disappeared. What? Excuse me? This is how you welcome your guests? Come back! Guess I'm just on my own. Oh. Can I talk to them? Red carpet. What if I follow in this spot instead? I'm trying to figure out what the puzzle is that they want me to do here. Interesting. Two spots apart, huh? Wait, there's someone else here. What? Do more of them just spawn in the longer I stay in this room and the more I step on the carpet? I guess those are the jump scares. The candy's all mine. Go home. I just bought these Butterfingers. You can't have any. Riddle of the Sphinx. Lots of books. Something about mythology and folklore. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Are any of these supposed to be a clue, or... There's a painting of a young man hanging on the wall. Do you like reading? I mean, it's kind of a necessity in my profession. Some classics. Black Cat. Now, is that the name of an actual famous old book? Because I've never heard it before. Or is it just a reference to the picture that's above it? As much as I want to explore these side rooms, the first instinct of this character would be to chase our friend upstairs, right? Hello. Good evening. Ah, that young lady? Sorry, I didn't catch her. But I'm sure she's still in the house. You are here for the party, aren't you? I hope you have a good time. And please take this. It might be useful. Got a flashlight. In the item menu, there are items that cannot be found in the darkness. Please use the flashlight when exploring the house. Most of the items will not function automatically. Players should select the item from the menu to use them. I see. Does this count as darkness, or do I need to Oh, we can also just... Hello, what did that say there? Press Enter or Z to turn on or off the flashlight. Oh, but only in the menu. I thought just in general I could press that key and we'd be fine. Well, the flashlight doesn't reveal anything special about these two, and we don't seem to have a battery meter of any indication. Where are all of these? Wait. One, two, three. For a second, I thought that maybe there was a path with the splat steps and we could follow it all the way through the carpet from one end to the other. No such luck, unfortunately. I can't be alone without Miss Charlotte. Danger is everywhere. This house makes me sick. I must find Miss Charlotte before it's too late. And I'll give her all the candy. Hey, so that's what those are. How much candy are we gonna need? Uh-huh. Well, since it's offering me the ability to save, I may as well. Game? Game. Oh, okay, that took a little while. Good? Why do I have a feeling this is gonna end poorly? Ooh. Put your hand in its mouth? I think the blood stain is a good indication of what's gonna happen if I try. Seems nothing in this hallway was dangerous at all. Well, there's no reason to break the barrels yet. This isn't my house. I don't want to cause any trouble. It's locked. Already we have a reason to maybe grab that key. It leads you to believe so much about what's going to happen here. The blood stain, even in a meta sense, the fact that they put a save book here, just in case. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves you. She loves me. Picked up a white rose. Let's go find something to do with that first. Also, I don't know if that's a choice we're gonna regret later, so make a second save on that one. Choices everywhere. Never hurts to try much. Listen, this isn't Witch's house. I'm not gonna make this girl suffer for no reason. I'm weak, and I'm not very clever. However, I want to do everything I can to help Miss Charlotte, to take care of her. I was born for her. I remember this more clearly than anything. Curious. Guess what's for dinner? The answer can be less than 7 letters. Steak? Is it edible? Please go check the kitchen then. Help with it. Hurry, please. I don't know if that was the right thing to do or not. Maybe she's a cat brought to life or something. Doesn't like heads. I thought it was weird at first, but if she's like something that was turned into a person, like a familiar maybe, that would make a little more sense. What's behind these curtains, What are you hiding from me? Shower head is broken. Okay, I'll hand one thing to them. I like the fact that there's no, like, loud noises attached to these. Inverted reflection, huh? I wonder how you do that. Nothing inside. Clean towel. A clean toilet. Well, you're not just gonna stick your hand down the piping and see if you find something? What kind of adventuring protagonist are you? Yeah, that door is locked, and probably for good reason. Did I hear something there? It's probably just my own footsteps. Or like that tomato picture. Yeah. No. It's not what it looks like. Trust me. Don't worry about the giant spider web. What is that game, Shadowgate? Where it mocks you? It's a game designed to, like, kill the player over and over again. Guess what's for dinner? Me? Guess what's for dinner? Hang on a second. Let's see if this works. Spaghetti? No clue, but we can't do anything over here yet, it looks like. Yeah, there's a latch somewhere in whatever that game is, where if you check it the first time it goes, you don't want to go down there. There's a giant spider in the cellar. And if you keep checking it over and over again, it will keep giving more and more strongly worded responses on, no, seriously, there's a giant spider down there. It will kill you instantly and eat you. And if you actually, like, push it enough, eventually your character will go down and the game will be like, oh, guess what it is? A giant spider. Who would have thought? Aw, we don't get to say hi to Ghost Friend. Oh, that's just Boo Berry. Don't mind him, he's shy. He just likes to watch. Although that's the direction the little spooky friend was in, so maybe we should go this way. What is your room number? Don't have one yet. I guess I'll go find my key first. Charlotte shouldn't be stopped by things like this. I guess there's no choice then. We only... Hello? Aw, he's not dangerous. He's just hanging out. Maybe more people show up there, the more things in the house I do? Turn off the light and... Oh, that's a good point. It only specified that there were some things I couldn't find without the flashlight, so I just assumed you always had to keep it on. But maybe if we turn it off... Our ghost friend here... No, he's still scared of us no matter what. He works on Boo logic, where he just doesn't like people looking at him at all. A white rose, eh? Where the hell does that go? Was there an empty vase somewhere that I'm not remembering? Oh, please don't tell me this is Ebe logic, where I'm going to need this to live. It represents my health bar. Okay. Ugh. Cool, it didn't even jump off the wall to chase me. So far, I'm liking this game. It's just making me nervous so far. I appreciate it. Another ghost? Is it every time I leave and then enter again? So this isn't the kitchen, eh? I thought it might be, but no, it's the door in the back of that room. We keep the arms and the candy. One of those classic, like, animatronic ones that's hiding inside the bowl, or it's above it. God, I love kids who have never seen that trick before. They have the best reactions. Wait. Oh, it's one of those games. Okay. Now I understand. We might need to break the barrels. Probably. But, like, games like Undertale have just invaded my brain in the sense that I always second guess every single action in games I play now. I try to play them like a person, and I was already kind of like that for a long time. I try to think, okay, so what would actually be kind of rude, and what is just here because it's a gaming convention? Oh. Oh. Oh, I didn't even see the bathroom at first. Oh, that's so cool. I'm good at cooking. Cleaning tools in the cupboard. Some kind of sauce. Miss Charlotte won't like this taste. Oh. Bread and a bread knife. I won't eat this. What is this? You just threw it in there for the sake of a... Amontillado. Tableware is mostly wooden. I thought it would be something more expensive in such a grand house. Another sticky carpet. Ah, do I have to do everything around here? Somebody take care of this mansion. Hold on, I'll go home and get my uniform. Give me a second. Various things stored inside. Found a blue potion. What is this? Recover 100% of... Oh, so you can take damage in this game. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. The inclusion of healing items implies that you can get hurt somewhere. Cheap red wine. Marianne! Marianne! What are you doing? Please hurry and bring the wine. To the dining room in 1 minute. Hurry up. Sorry, but I'm not Marianne. Guess I'd better bring it anyway. Dining room is the one in the south, right? Red wine. I can use the other door. Oh, I don't like timers. Where do I put it? Should deliver the wine first. Thank you. So the dinner will be ready soon. Phew. Okay, that wasn't too demanding. The master only drinks the red thing. Ah, it's not red wine. Silverware? The master is allergic to silver, you know. I think I see what's going on here. Is it a puzzle? Huh. Ghost with a broom, candy. No pumpkin? Why the splatters of blood? I have no idea what to make of any of this. Maybe this is a hint. Oh, I see. The number of pumpkins times the number of ghosts minus the candy in the room. Or at least the candy bowls, anyway. I hope they don't expect me to remember how much candy was in those bowls. Okay, so... 6 minus 4? would be 2? There should be clues in this dining room. Or wait, is it 4 because I'm here? So 4 times 2 minus 4 would be 4. Guess the brooms are ghosts. Did I miss anything? Well, I'm sure that I'm not a ghost. 1, 2, 3. All expired. Tableware. Fine bone china. Thought we'd have to give away candy. I was not about to do that. Well, yeah, all of it is for Miss Charlotte. Two ghosts. We've already tried the solution that maybe it's I count as a 4th one. 3 times 2 minus 4. That's even order of operations, because multiplication would come before... Sure that I'm not a ghost. I have no idea what I'm not seeing in this puzzle. Well, time to brute force it, everybody. Because I've checked every single thing in this room, right? Like 3, 4 if you're being nasty. Times 2. 2 ghosts with brooms. Maybe if I leave the room and come back, something else will pop in. You'll be back, right? Not yet. So there are 3 ghosts? No, it specifies the ones with brooms. So what the hell? Seven, 8. I have no idea how we ended up at that solution. Because that implies that there's a... Okay, how do we end up at 8? Because there's 4 candy bowls, so we'd have to be at 12, right? So 4 pumpkins times 3 ghosts? But it's specified ghosts with... Oh, what the fuck ever. Okay. And a little shining thing inside. Found the key to the cloakroom. I'm a little annoyed with that puzzle. I hope they're not all of that caliber. Thought I heard something else there for a second. Hello? Mario? Got the flashlight, just not the vacuum yet. No running in the halls. Jesus. Hi, Swirl. How are you doing today? You got me in an especially vulnerable mood because we're playing something horror adjacent right now. Jesus, 31 months. Every time I see numbers like that, I'm never going to get over that. That is a hell of a lot of time. Played a trick on Fnu and gave him a treat. Ah, so your obligations are filled for this. Oh, wait a second. I just realized something up here. Jump. I don't like that laugh. His mouth closes and his eyes light up when I point the flashlight at him. That's creepy. But the other one doesn't do that. He's making fun of me. Alright, I'll try to find the rest of your body then. And I'll come back if I have it. Bear? What about the bear? Oh, there's an X. Oh yeah, that wasn't there before, was it? Interesting. What's in here? More costumes. That is a heck of a lot of candy in that other room. It's so rude. I'm sorry. I can't see you at all. Don't touch my closet. Nothing. Is it possible to have mirrors that do that kind of thing? My closet or my dresser. Don't stare at me. It's rude. Secret passage to the other room, perhaps? I don't think I'm supposed to stare at this for too long. All we're getting is a weird reaction out of every mirror that we go to. Items that we can't see in the dark. But there's nothing on the ground here, even if we use the flashlight. Oh, wait a minute. What if we... I don't think we can give this person the rose. It's not meant for them. Another door, huh? Maybe hidden in the wall here? Aha! You're not supposed to be here. Are you lost? Do you like puzzles? Sure. I like puzzles too. You're still here? I see. I'm not a bird. I'm not a cat. Nobody except my murderer understood. Now I am asking, what is my biggest interest? Not a bird. I'm not a cat. Nobody except my murderer understood. What is my biggest interest? Oh, God. Wait, why are you specifying a bird or a cat? Is that hinting it's like something that... Tabby. What is a term that could apply to either? What are breeds of cats? House cat. What's a term that could apply to a cat or a bird but is neither? Yeah, this giant stash of candy. That's why I'm trying to get in here. That's why I'm so insistent about it. That is a lot of sugar hiding in there. Barn cat? Barn bird? Barn owl? No. What is a breed of both cat and bird? Nobody except my murderer understood. Murder would imply crow. But no, he's not a bird. My murderer. This is where I wish this game had a better English translation. The room should have a theme, thus maybe a clue to this. Don't worry, I'm not going to eat you. I'm not going to look up the answer, but give me a second. Breeds of cat. Cat breeds. Let's see here. Abyssian, bobtail. As soon as I see something that sounds like it could be a bird. Bengal. There's no Bengal bird. Chartreuse, Burmese, British Shorthair, Cornish Rex, Devon, Egyptian. Nobody but my murderer understood. What the hell does that mean? Himalayan, no. Manx, Maine Coon. Am I just barking up the wrong tree with trying to figure it out this way? Munchkin. Forgot about those ones. Yeah, the room doesn't really indicate anything by itself, does it? Persian, Oriental, Ragamuffin. Let's see here. Let me read it again. Hold on a second. I see. Not a bird. I'm not a cat. Nobody except my murderer understood. What is my biggest interest? Wait, am I dumb? I got so caught up on the first two lines, like thinking that all of this had a bearing on what the answer is. Did they just like greenhouse me? You know that there's this old joke, like a red house is made out of red bricks, a blue house is made out of blue bricks, a yellow house is made out of yellow bricks. What is a greenhouse made out of? And if you answer green bricks, you're wrong because it's glass. It's only the last part that matters. What's my biggest interest? Well, he said flat out that he likes puzzles, right? That's the answer. Hope you're having fun! Oh, good lord. Something about mythology and folklore. Some classics. Anything out this window? It's a window frame on the wall. Quoth the writing desk, nevermore. It's not midnight yet. Not cleaning, not flying, not carrying any buckets. Smooth. I was gonna make the reference earlier, but I forgot how the song went. Dun 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 dun. 11, 22, 43, 66, 88. I don't know why I'm counting it out, but 113, 118, 120, 132, 145 candy was hiding in this room. We more than doubled our stash. Sweet. Literally and figuratively sweet. Well, I still don't have any answer for that room where the woman doesn't want us to stare at her, or whoever's sitting in that chair. Can't do anything with this guy right now. A flashlight, a blue potion. Can we go upstairs now? Is dinner ready yet? I don't have any dinner to give. But the closet there sent us over to the other room, so you'd assume there's an item there for us to get, right? I'm gonna save before I go say that dinner is ready. Should probably check the kitchen, too. Maybe check with the chef and see if they have something to say for me. That's already a solid night of treating? No kidding, right? If you're good at cooking, please help. I've got a puzzle that I need to solve here. The carpet needs cleaning. No, clearly I could hear that. Wait, I can check the carpet at those points. Hold on a second. Not if it's a bite-sized candy. Even then. Like, that's a lot. Okay, hang on. Sticky. It smells funny. Red carpet. Some spilled juice. Wishful thinking. I'm trying to find, like, some spot, maybe. Maybe there's one particular one they want me to check. I'm in full moon logic mode right now. I am trying desperately to solve this puzzle. Figure out what they want me to do. Guys, I think it's time to go smashing barrels. Candy at 6 o'clock? What? Where? Oh, no kidding. How about that? 22 of it, to be precise. And even more in the corners. Nice. Good eye. I was wondering if I'd already seen some of those somewhere. Just completely slipped my mind. Thank you. You think the ending that you get for this game might be related to how much candy you managed to find? Almost up to 300 now. Doing all right for ourselves. All right. Found 5 candy. What was that flash? Did that heal all our health or something? Wouldn't put it past this genre of game. Doesn't exactly have the best reputation in the world, does it? It's like, I feel bad about this, man, but I don't know what else to do. I'm sorry for breaking your stuff. The design of these puzzles is kind of forcing my hand here. Oh, no. Neither of those gave anything. Don't answer. I'm gonna save. Is dinner ready? Oh. Oh, there are 3 ghosts here. Help. Help me. Anyone. Oh, can you wash this for me, miss? Sure. What is it? It's very kind of you. There was a lot spilt on me. Got a piece of sticky tablecloths. It's covered with red stains, and the smell. What is wrong with this dining room? It's completely a mess. Well, there's even more candy here. So difficult to clean. I wonder if that means there's something new inside this cabinet here. I was kind of hoping if I opened and closed it enough times, I'd be getting something different. 3. Anything else? All the packages are red. Are they fruit tea? You think she actually knows what's going on and she's just in denial, or she's actually that clueless? I can't help but wonder. Well, I've exhausted all the options I could possibly have there. But wait, cleaning the sheet. Okay. Shower head is broken. I don't think it can be cleaned just by water. Nothing useful inside. Clean towel. So we need some kind of detergent or soap. Right. This isn't going to be as easy as I first thought. Food. Red wine. Let's break these barrels and see what happens. Whoa! Are we hurt? Did that hurt us? Handprints and stains on the screen. Found soap, but no water. All right, got both of the parts of this puzzle. They're so disturbing. Where were the table manners? There's something folded inside. Yellow, purple, blue, red. Yellow, purple, blue, red. Yellow, purple, blue, red. Didn't we find some place that had a bunch of magazines in it before? All right, I'll clean the mess. I made the joke earlier about the apron. Who would have thought? Oh, it's done. Don't forget to give it back to them. Am I seeing things? The room seems different. Oh. Some dirty water is leaking outside the tank as the pipe rusted. Many handprint stains on the screen. It would be terrible doing cleaning in this house. Yeah, shout out to those ghosts. They're the hardest workers in this place. Not so clean anymore, is it? Is the sink blocked? It won't open. But will it? I wanted to look in the mirror again. Will it open as soon as I try to leave? Jackass. I know. I just wanted to see if the other room also updated after I did that. If I got to explore the dark side of it, as it were. Yeah, it's ready. And specifically... gave the clean tablecloths back to the ghost. Thank you.
It's so nice and clean. By the way, there is another dwelling in the other side. This place used to have parties. It's important to pay attention to your look.
Used to?
Yes, nobody comes anymore.
It's important to pay attention to your look. Hang on a second, let me read that magazine page again. What was it? Yellow, purple, blue, red? I believe. Nobody comes anymore, huh? I mean, the front hall seems absolutely packed. Another on the other side. The adjacent room, or are you talking about the lady hanging out in here? I see yellow, but no purple, blue, or red. That's it! The page I lost! I've been troubled by all these dresses. Maybe you can help me. Sure? Red. Oh. Ouch! She's a little mad at me. Oh, dear. I see. When was the last time I saved? I did not realize that's how it worked. It's sort of, slot machine logic, where it's, you have to press it one before the one that you want. Okay, well, I'm making another save now. I only would have lost about 7 minutes. Yikes. How do I tell what my health is? Is it just how she looks off to the left there? Or is it the Oh, it's the cookies! Right. See how one of them is missing half? Okay, that's my health bar. No wonder I wasn't supposed to select it. You want to help me, right? So I want to aim for the purple hat, then. Or not. Okay, now I'm aiming for the red dress. Motherfucker! Are the rules consistent or not? It's not bad, but I guess I just don't want to attend the dinner party. You can take this. Have some fun. Thank you. Got an invitation. I should give this back to you, too. I think I can go to more places with an invitation. Where is Miss Charlotte? Okay, they didn't want you to make a full outfit. I'm a little curious what happens if I do, though. Do I get more candy if I manage to make a full one? I'm curious. Let me give this a shot. Let me give this, like, 3 tries or so to see if I can actually nail it. Few things feel random. I mean, this game is, what, maybe like $5 on the Steam store? Let me check that. Trick and Treat Remake. This game, if you want to buy it, will cost you... Yeah, it's only a $2 game. I can't be so mad at it. Like, that's the remade version, too, and the original was free. Yeah. Considering you'll only be at... Like, you could get that off of just farming trading cards or hanging out in an idling server in CSGO for, like, a week or so. That's... Yeah. Not too much lost. I'm still not happy with it. I wish that wasn't there. Okay. Let's try this again. Man, it really wants to land on that blue one, doesn't it? It skipped it! What even dictates if she's happy or not? Again, is it slot machine logic where they have to be next to each other? Like, at least the dress and the shoes have to match, or the dress and the ribbon? It feels like every single reel has its own rules. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. Red, red. Yes! Got it! You are good! It's perfect! But, I got an achievement for that. Fashion level 999. Man, I'm glad I get I'm glad I get something. I was hoping for more candy, but I guess if my previous theory about an ending being tied to how much candy you have, if that was true, it would be a pain in the ass to have some of it locked behind a minigame like that. I'm just trying to nail down its style. Yeah, something feels off, doesn't it? It doesn't feel complete. And here's the thing. This is the remake. I'm kind of curious what the original version was like. Boop. Hey, George. What is your room number? To the guest in room 273. 2. Hey, we're definitely making story progress if we're getting another one of these. That is a hefty sack of candy. Did you guys do the same thing that I did as a kid? You just grabbed yourself a pillowcase? Very sleepy. But I can't sleep. Not now. What if I forget everything after falling asleep? What if I can't wake up again? You know, I'd give you a whole spiel about, like, that's the depression talking, but I don't feel like this girl is working on the same logic that we do, if our previous theories are correct. Maybe Miss Charlotte went upstairs. This house is really weird. I don't think anything about this situation is normal, per se. Where was that? I didn't even see where that noise came from. Oh, hey, a library. Black book. It seems to be breathing. Go away. Is the book talking? No, it didn't ask us to do that. It told us to leave, so yeah, I'm not gonna push my luck on that one. Nah, nothing doing. History books. A beautiful night sky. Dracula, the 1879 edition. Wow, an OG. Somebody bought that a long time ago and has made a huge investment in that thing appreciating in price. Some travel guides and amusement park brochures. I like that sweat drop smile picture. She's like, this is fine. I'm fine. This house is cursed. Who will be happy? The monsters who live inside or the guests who step inside? Monsters? All I've seen are cute little ghosts so far. Well, and a particularly creepy-looking book. What's this other case? Green book inside. Its cover is moving like a mouth and looks like it's trying to say something. Nah, I don't have any reason to let either of those out of their cases, so I'm not gonna worry about it. horror novels with many notes on them. What are the notes, or are they not relevant to my adventure? Romance novels? Considering who the master of this mansion likely is, I hope none of them are Twilight. You think actual vampires, just for fun, read books like Twilight and they're just laughing to themselves? They joke to each other about how many things they're getting wrong. Let's not go upstairs yet. Let's exhaust all the options down here first. Process of elimination. Have you found it? No. Found what? No, it's not my book. That's a blue door, but what is her... What was... Going in? Whoa! Did I get hurt off of that? No, I didn't take any damage. Remember, that's from earlier when we screwed up the outfit the first time. My shoes were gone. So were my feet. I can't dance anymore. Could you please find them for me? Sure thing. If you don't mind me taking all this candy as an advance payment on the job. Children's stories. Pink dress. This is a cute room, by the way. This is really nice. Is this all just for her? I like your style, kid. I think those shoes are running downstairs. So we could approach from either side, right? Hey, candy. And 7 more. I mean, let's help her out first. That scream probably came from her and not Miss Charlotte. If it was Miss Charlotte, it would probably... Whoa, what the... Suddenly the invitation burst into fire. What? On second thought, there wasn't a room 273. Ooh. Yep, can't back out of this now. Have to find Miss Charlotte or we're not leaving at all. Won't let them run away this time. This time, what? Yes, here you are. Caught the red shoes and got the doll feet. These shoes are pretty weird. Hold on a second. That's new. There's a crack on the wall. Looks like a hidden door. Oh. This feels different than the rest of the house. But they're still hiding candy down here, so I... No, I'm not walking up there. Are you crazy? No. I'm not stepping up on that spot. There's no way. I am not that stupid. There's a cage hanging from the ceiling. This size is not for a bird. Check the floor. I mean, if you're giving me the option, it's probably something important. A dirty key. Can't use it here. Why do I feel like this is a choice that I can't take back coming in here? It's locked. Door's open. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Oh, hi, friend. How are you today? A red pool. Paint everything red, red, red. Oh, that almost pushed me into the pool. Red is most charming, lovely, beautiful. Where is the dripping coming from? I get nervous every time I see a save point in games like this. I can't help but wonder if I'm gonna need it soon. Every time I see these, all I can think of is Banjo-Kazooie, right? Mad Monster Mansion. Breaking open the caskets to find ghosts and sometimes shiny eggs that nobody will ever be able to do anything with. Oh. Oh, this is where all the other lost souls were, huh? A doll head? Wait a minute. The cask of Amontillado. Wait, where'd he go? Who was that person we saw before? Wishing well. Truth is hidden in the wall. Hello? Who are you? I know you're there. Skeletons. Only the murderer tells the lie, who is among the three. Lying? Who is lying? You don't have to kill the clown because he was already dead. I didn't kill anyone. I was the victim. The cask of Amontillado. I feel like that... Yeah, let's go check that first before we do anything else. It probably has a clue to help us figure out that puzzle. It's probably going to lead to something horribly awful and awfully horrible if we implicate the wrong person. Oh. Oh, we have to solve this puzzle, don't we? They're not gonna let me out until I do this. You. Who are you? What is your deal? Well, none of these are full of Amontillado. Alright. Guess we just have to follow the logic. Only the murderer tells the lie who is among the three. He was already dead. I didn't kill anyone. I was the victim. Well, we know for a fact that you're dead. So that leaves it between you two. He was already dead. How do we know that? Oh, God. Who is the murderer? How do we know? Time to live up to your family name, Fnu. Face full life consequences. That took me a second to see what you were going for. You don't have to kill the clown because he was already dead. I didn't kill anyone. I was the victim. Why can't I leave is my question. I feel like I don't have enough... I feel like I don't have enough information here, but it's not letting me go get more. If I go over here, will he move again? Paint everything red, red, red. Red is most charming, lovely, beautiful. Wait a second. Oh, I thought there was something, something at the top there. Thought there was a shiny that I could collect. Oh, man. All of these dark areas are starting to hurt my eyes. Oh, God. Did you see that? Ah, it was curiosity. Why did I do it? Oh, I saw that timer up there. My life flashed before my eyes. The gallows. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I know better. I've played Mad Father before. You shouldn't put yourself in that kind of danger. Well, I've exhausted every possibility. All there is to just try and figure out the logic here. Okay, let's try and work through this. You don't have to kill the clown because he was already dead. He didn't kill anyone. I was the victim. Is there any reason we have to not believe that? Is there any reason we have to not believe that? Who was killed is my question. Who is lying? We lack any kind of evidence to help figure this out. I didn't kill anyone. Do we have any reason to disbelieve that? He doesn't have any blood on his hands. He was already dead. He disappeared earlier. I was the victim. I didn't kill anyone. He was already dead. He disappeared earlier when we talked to him. You don't have to, because he's already dead. Is there any reason to not believe that's a lie? Because he faded out of existence a second ago. Like, we saw his apparition. We don't have to. But it won't let us out until we do this, right? The only one I think it could possibly... Because I think he might be telling the truth. I think he might be telling the truth because the clown is dead. We saw his ghost earlier. All right, we've saved. I'm innocent. Oh. Dead end 6, an empty head. Well, even trying to put on my best thinking cap for that one. It was nothing doing. So it's either the pumpkin or the skeleton. In that case. So the pumpkin was telling the truth. I mean, we had to die to find that out. Something fell from the skull. So he wasn't the victim. What's that? It's made with silk and stuffed with cotton. Wait a second, we're just building a whole-ass doll here. All we're missing is like a body. Can I leave now? Are those guys gonna come after me? Apparently we skipped over 5 different bad ends before this. So, doing alright for ourselves so far. Why won't it open? Are we already... Is there some other way out of this place? Some door that I'm just not seeing? There's a cage hanging from the ceiling. The size is not for a bird. That looks like there's a face in there, yeah? Maybe... give these back to her. Stuffed with cotton. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Do we have to paint the roses red? They did reference Alice in Wonderland earlier. Got a red rose. Alright, well, the one note disappeared. And it hasn't been replaced with anything. Did anything pop up in... in this room after we did that? Hold on, we got another mirror up here. Through the looking glass? There you are! Where is she? The house is too big. Amelia can get lost in our own place. Is she alright? Where am I? The mirrors will tell you the dark secret hidden in this house. Once upon a time, there was a prince. He was gentle and handsome and loved by everyone. Yeah, so why'd you leave her, Charlotte? Good point, Pillow. Very good point. Flattery from the ministers, infatuation from the ladies, made him wonder, what did they really care about? What is true love? Well, I'll tell you, it's baby don't hurt me. Oh, that is a weird effect. Look at that. Look at her reflection. Oh, that is strange. Especially because the stairs aren't there in the reflection. That is odd looking. I see what they were going for, and it works well enough, but man. Of course, if you didn't have the appearance, if you didn't have this title, who would come to your party or stay by your side. She noticed his confusion and said with a smile, "Love is a curse. People lost their mind and manners for it, and become moody, pathetic, ridiculous creatures. The ones looking for true love are the most absurd, yet they deserve happiness the most. I can help you find it." The feeling I should not turn around. This mirror, does the master of the house use it too? Whoa, we're back here. Looks like I'm in a different floor now. It's such a huge house. I have to make sure to bring these feet back. Going back to the dungeon? For now, yes. Or do I... Ah, there's no way to go back through that... Okay. Okay, but I've got a whole bunch of other items as well. The heart, the feet, the shoes, the head, a red rose, which, did I have to do that? Where's that used, I wonder? Oh, we're on the 3rd floor now. Okay. Well, what about these 2 rooms? Nobody is home. This is my room. The head talked. Where is my body? Maybe it's still in the dungeon. Is it? I hope you don't mind if I, It's a body retrieval service fee. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. So let's turn my flashlight back on. I feel nervous without this. I don't know why it turned off automatically in that one area. Small spinning wheel. Anything else worth investigating here? Without a heart, there will be no more pain. Cages, huh? And this room? Toy soldiers. I wonder what they're protecting. Do you have a present for me? I hope you like this rose. I love things in red. It's so pretty. Doll doesn't move anymore. Huh. Did I do a good thing or a bad thing there? Alright, nothing worth exploring in those. No items worth getting. Been helping a bunch of ghoulies, I'd say good. I hope so. Like, the other thing about these types of games is they are very cryptic. And there are horror stories out there of games like this where you do something like 2 hours ago that ends up screwing you out of a good ending right at the end. I hope this isn't one of those. I really hope. I want to like this game despite its flaws. Body is still in the dungeon, huh? Well, let's go back and see if we can find it. Now that we've been to that room. Wait a minute. Hang on. I almost forgot about this. The cask. We need to go check that again. We were specifically told to go there and seek that out. The painting is falling off. This house is falling apart the longer I'm inside it, and the more things that I do. Amontillado. Well, I'm here. Do I... Listen, I gotta be honest with you guys. The temptation is there, but I'm not one of those guys that will intentionally try to seek out every single death animation in this game or every single death screen. I want the happy ending for this character. I don't get that. Like, what was with, like, RPG Maker horror games there for a little while? Like, things like Kyo's Adventure and Witch's House and Mad Father. Like, they were just games designed to make, like, cute little anime girls suffer in the most horrific and horrible ways. Like, what was the point of that? It wasn't even horrifying. It was just, it made me worried about the mental health of the person who made the game. It's like, yeah, maybe it was shocking the first time I saw something like that, but like, by the 7 millionth death animation you stuffed in that game, I'm over it. Like, I'm just numb to the sensation now. It doesn't work anymore. Alright, no matter what direction I approach that from, I can't find anything. Something in the dark, huh? Is there some little nook and or cranny of this place that I haven't explored yet? Because they did flat out say, wishing well, huh? Truth is hidden in the wall. Truth is hidden in the wall? Was I supposed to check the wall for answers? Like, one of these would point me in the direction of who was telling the truth and who was lying. There's just some little spot that if I looked, it would give me a line. People liked their death animations during that era. Wishing well. Well, if there is a doll body hiding somewhere down here, I can't find it. I have looked up, down, around, and everywhere, but nothing is showing up. I've checked pretty much every single pixel of that place, and I can't see a thing. So I guess it's just time to return the shoes. Save first. Just in case. Have you found them? There's the feet. Doll doesn't move anymore. But what about the... Well, we gave her back her feet, but what about the shoes? What do we do with these now? I love things in red, said the one doll. If you found it, no. I wonder what's up with that room in particular. There's this body back here, it looks like. Thank you. Doesn't move anymore. We used the heart on the... But now we've got a doll head and red shoes. Were we supposed to give the red shoes to the one over in the other room? Did we not have to paint the rose red? Soldier's still patrolling that one. Well, that's 3 out of the 4 up here. I guess now I just have to take a crapshoot as to which of these books is the correct one to take out of its case, which, I'm gonna say it's not the one that's breathing, and clearly somebody wants to keep locked up in here, so... Yo, thank you, sweetheart, for letting me out. Even a limited edition would like some fresh air sometime. Sure. And I'll need something new to read. What? What is it? What's that over there? Ah! He's dangerous. And always starving. Don't release him or the whole library will become a mess. What is this place? This place? I've lived on this floor for as long as I can remember. I've never been anywhere else. But maybe you've noticed the colors of the doors here? There's only one color that each room prefers. Tabloid. The missing prince. The prince was nowhere to be found after the ball. Rumors said the prince eloped with a secret lover, while some believed it was because his girlfriend broke up with him. However, it may be a murder. Where's Miss Charlotte? A young witch? No, I've never seen a witch. Probably because I was reading inside all the time. Can I not take him with me? Oh, nothing for now. Oh, hello. That? A blue book. Hang on, I think we're onto something. Because we had a green room, a red room, a pink room. This must be the blue room, right? Book reminds me of the backpack from Dora. Oh yeah, he does have those kinds of eyes, doesn't he? Floating book murdered the prince. Perhaps. We won't know until we go a little further in the game, won't we? Or is this some, like, extra lore from the wiki I don't know about? Have you found it? Yes. Oh, please bring it here. Blue book tells you what your car is worth. Thank you. Can you put it back to the shelf? Here we go. There's a torn page between the books. Witches are malicious creatures. However, they love playing tricks more than simply being evil. Power and nonsense. Tragedies continue in their laughter. Is it a fairy tale? Sitting still on the floor. Fairy tales and puzzles. That sounds like the name of, like, an indie game, doesn't it? Fairy tales and puzzles. Like something you download on your phone. Maybe, like, they'd put an anime girl up front as, like, the She'd be on the left side, sort of smiling and looking happy. Maybe they'd have a puzzle piece or something just to indicate the genre up in the top left corner. Sort of a blue background to contrast. Alice, probably. You know, blonde hair, blue eyes, white, widest possible appeal for the most people type of thing. No, I don't have a lot of experience on this front. Why do you ask? Why is she so scared of her own reflection, I wonder? What is it with this character in mirrors? This is a recurring theme. They keep coming back to this. And I wonder if there's a symbolic reason for that. Sounds like a door is opened. Was it from there? I don't like the look of that guy. I don't trust that rabbit. I don't trust that rabbit one bit. That thing looks like it wants to hug me until I stop moving. Oh, please be a Mario 64 reference. I can't play piano. Well, not even chopsticks?
In this room, there was something killed. Do you know what it was? No, it was time that was killed here. Time was killed, so the party cannot begin. Can you bring time back, so we can play happily together? Seems to be something inside. How can I get it? There was something to stir the fire.
Thank goodness they don't let me just hurt myself to grab it. On the back of the photo, something written in red ink. The guests on the second floor enjoy music. The back. Guest in the red room loves billiards. The dart lover lives above or below the pianist. Well, now. Miss Charlotte, is that you? I heard witches like to sing. The old cue. Oh, even the candy doesn't make me feel better all of a sudden. A harp. Alright, what was that clue about billiards again? Guest in the red room loves billiards. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, please. How do I access the red room? That's locked. Bring back time. Maybe this'll work? Got a clock key. Ah, it's hot! Yeah, lost it in that. Made of wood and all that. I'm sorry, that just registered. We have 759 pieces of candy. This end looks like a dial. Is there no clock that we have to use this on anywhere? Oh, because we talked to him from behind before. It's open. Nothing inside. But it looks extremely spacious. Alright. Sure. Oh, why you giving me a save point here? We're strong lugging that around. Yeah, it's kind of like water. At a certain point, candy just becomes really heavy. Completely stopped on the... Is this a closet or a room? Toolbox, maybe. Stopped clock. Each one shows a different time. Many clocks hanging on the wall. Each one shows a different time. This clock is only right twice a day. Take it? No. This clock is only right twice a year. Take it? Twice a year? What does that mean? What in the world does that mean? I've heard twice a day, like it's a broken clock, right? So it's stuck on a particular time, but twice a year? Well, it can't be stuck on a particular date, because that would only be right once a year. What is the qualification for that? It's not a season. That is too weird. That one's stuck around 10:05. So if I find another clock around 10:05, I should keep my eyes open for it. One is only right twice in a day. One is only right twice in a year. Which do you need? To bring back time? I don't understand how to avoid the death here. What? Everything else in this place is broken. Is it the broken clock that we need? Oh, I hope this is the right answer. It's only right twice a day. It's just stopped, isn't it? You can't bring time back either. Therefore, you can only stay here with us forever. Okay. Don't know why that happened. I don't know. Cool, I just wasted about 2 minutes doing that. It doesn't feel fair, does it? It's just a feel-bad thing. It's like, cool, you killed me. You got one over by playing around with logic and making it a guessing game. I feel so rewarded for the time I've spent here. It's a little slow, but it's fine. Maybe time is still mad at us. At least it's back. We can start the party now. When in doubt, save scum. Yeah. The door is open. The dolls? Please lead everyone. Then the master will show himself, too. Wait, hang on a second. Guests on the second floor enjoy music. Uh-oh. Oh, thank goodness they let me out to check. Okay. Pink and blue enjoy music. Pink and blue enjoy music. Doll in the pink room. What do I like? Piano? What do I like? Harp. Also piano? Well, one's already assigned to the piano. Dart lover lives above or below the pianist. The red room loves billiards. We know that. And she responded with the note after... So, the pianist has to be the one in the blue room, right? Pink has to love the harp. Pink on harp, blue on piano, which would make green the dart lover and red billiards. Okay. Okay. Harp. Blue on piano. Red on billiards. And green on darts. The party has started. The game is over. The noise. Was it from upstairs? Congratulations! The game is over. Go to find the master of this house. Everyone's happy? Red was billiards, right? Or do they just all make different... No matter what. Okay, I guess I did it right. Yeah, I'm the same way, Pillow. It's like, I guess I understand what they want me to do. That was a real stretch, though. I feel like I want to save. I feel like I want to save. I definitely want to save. Saving is the thing I want to do right now. Also, Miss Charlotte was here just a second ago, wasn't she? Amelia won't be able to return to the house if she goes on. Continue. Ooh. So I want to make sure I've gotten absolutely everything. I've seen and done and finished all of my business here. Are we near the end of the game already? Have we gotten every bit of candy they're going to let us have? One last look over all of the rooms here, just to be sure nothing's changed. Nothing new in here. Nothing new in here. Nope, carpet's still dirty. Not yet. I want to check both states of this room just to make sure. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a sec. I need to check this. Yep, 3 pumpkins. They're not evil. 4, I guess because there are 3 ghosts in here, even though one's not carrying a broom. That would lead me to 12, and -4 would be 8. Good thing there was no punishment for just playing around with that and, like, brute forcing that puzzle, right? Was really expecting they'd have done something with the carpet. Yeah, me too. Like, after a while, that would mean something. Like, the first time I saw these people walking around here, I thought, okay, maybe I have to follow their path. Then my second thought was the whole, like, there's a path with the squishy sounds, and following it would lead to a secret or, like, more candy or something, but no. And we still haven't figured out what's up with this guy over here. Like this dude on the wall. He just laughs at us. There's nothing really there for us. Got a scary bear? I don't know what this dude's deal is. And also, why do we still have the red shoes and the doll head? Were those not for anything? The only thing I can think left to do is to talk to this lady one more time. You know, if she doesn't hurt me. Nobody's here. Okay. I thought nobody was here. Fine, then. Yeah, I also feel like something screwed up happened somewhere. I don't know what I did wrong, though. I can't possibly fathom what happened. Blonde hair and green eyes. What are these items for? What were they supposed to be used for? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Pizza power! Hey, Dark Lord, how are you doing tonight? Hopefully it's 45 months worth of good, because, man, that is a lot of time. Hello to you, too. And hello to what is probably going to be a bad end here. She won't be able to return. Continue. The only thing I can think of is that maybe we take control of Charlotte at this point. All right. A save point. Then the witch put a curse on the prince. The story goes on. His rosy cheeks turned pale, his beautiful eyes turned red, and his teeth became big and sharp. Even if you look like this, the ones that aren't afraid of you are your loyal friends. The one that still falls for you will be your true love. Witches just hate princes, don't they? Like, first Beauty and the Beast, and now this. What do they have against royalty, I wonder? He wanted to hold luxurious parties, but he became allergic to shiny silverware. Nobody wanted to have dinner with him because he only needed one kind of food. He was changed, yet remained lonely. Even facing the mirror, the prince couldn't see anyone anymore. And that's why he sets traps in the house? She knows about the traps? Wait, do you remember your deaths? There's only one door. The ones who aren't afraid can finally meet the master of this house. Miss Charlotte must be there. Stick to your day job. Oh, I don't want to save. Not at this point. Leaves are black. Is it fake? The lonely prince lives in a cursed house. He's still lingering in this world, even today. Thank you for coming to my party. Please, do not leave again. I have obligations.
It's sad, but no way. Witches are not evil. Neither is Miss Charlotte. I have to leave with her. I'll not stay at a place like this. But how can I get out?
Please wait here.
Think I can push it away?
Everything is red outside. Leaves are black. Okay, it's the only option I've got. Move it. Aha!
Another secret door?
Going down? Yes.
There are so many pumpkins. I like this room. It's so sweet and calming. I feel really sleepy all of a sudden.
Old piece of furniture, pile of old books. Ah, crap. I ran out of time.
I can't move anymore.
Empty basins for candy. Remember that comment she made about falling asleep? It is time. It seems someone has reached the final room. It's such a shame that the game is coming to an end. There weren't many guests anyway. Indeed, only 2 girls. And one of them is just running around with a great temper. Is there a chance that they can break the curse? Well, we should be there too. Yes, of course.
Open the door! I don't know who you are, but I know you are in there.
How? Why is a player here? This is... What is going on?
Give me back my Amelia.
What happened? Sorry, but you were in the wrong area. This is staff only.
Who cares? Listen, Amelia has no sense of direction, and these puzzles are too dangerous for her. She can't stand it.
Don't worry. I think you've noticed. Here, everything scary is just Halloween decorations. It's harmless to humans. Therefore, I believe Miss Amelia's fine.
Of course I know your stupid jokes aren't the real thing. But Amelia, she's not a normal human.
Hmm?
I spent a lot of time on her. This place is full of real magic. She will definitely be broken if she stays too long. You should be responsible. Go look for my Amelia.
I didn't expect this. She's not a normal human? Someone has reached the final room. I think it's Miss Amelia.
Amelia, in the final room? But I've searched everywhere before I broke into this room. What are we waiting for? Let's hurry.
Sure. This is different. Oh! Wait, where are we right now?
Such an annoying house.
Oh! We have to hurry to the final room. It's a maze. I see. And if we don't run, something happens to her. I've heard of Corpse Party. I know it has a gigantic legacy, but...
Amelia! Are you okay? I'm sorry, I didn't find you earlier.
There was a small room for storage under the floor. She seemed to be too tired and fell asleep there. The door should have been locked, But somehow she went down instead of staying here waiting for us.
That's why we missed her. Amelia! Huh? I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused.
Well, it's our fault for making these puzzles and scary things.
I shouldn't have left Amelia behind either.
Ah, there you go. She recognized her mistake. At least she's owning up to it. Like, we pointed that out earlier, but yeah, good on them. The air is so heavy. I can't breathe. Yes, very embarrassing.
Okay, well, I guess we'll be leaving now.
Sure. Thanks for coming. Hope you had a good time.
Now that you mentioned it, the whole house smells like tomatoes. It's driving me crazy. I hate tomatoes. I'm so upset since I stepped into the lobby. Amelia, let's hurry back home. Okay, goodbye.
It was actually tomatoes. We were being led astray the whole time. It's such a cruel world for monsters. Why have I met so many monsters? Why do these things happen to me? I'll just be a lonely monster forever. Normal end. A lonely monster. Huh. I'm so lost. Yeah, you came in way late on this one. Basically, we entered a haunted house. We don't have all the answers either, is the thing. 51 boxes of candy were collected. 22 barrels were broken. Game cleared 1 time. Well, that is the normal ending. What is the thing we missed that would lead to the actual ending? Should I look it up? I think keeping the rose would have influenced the ending. Oh, hey, there's George. Our friend from the window. Hey! Check it out. The art on the title screen is different. Spent a long time on her, huh? Before, the dress was orange and the eyes were closed. Now the dress is black and the eyes are open. Also, she's got goggles. Extra. What is this? Hang on a minute. Files on the desk. Story from the past, the story of the other. Locked chest. I'd like to check your achievements. 762 candies collected. About achieving the different endings. Oh, we don't even have to navigate out of the game for this. If any of the true end, normal, or bad end is reached, the game will be cleared. The hidden room extra will be available after the true ending or the normal ending. In the final room, when Amelia chooses yes, and Charlotte talks to the vampire before the timer stops, it will be the true end. Talks to the vampire before the timer... When Amelia chooses yes. If the timer has stopped, it will be the normal ending. Story and CGs will be slightly different based on Charlotte's choices in the third floor hallway. Slightly different. If Amelia chooses no, and Charlotte reaches the final room before the timer stops, it will be the normal end. If the timer has stopped, it will be the bad... Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. If someone doesn't leave. Okay, so they did hint at that. Good thing I saved before we did any of this. Game was pretty tame. Scares were light, but it did have surprise, which is something you really need. Yeah. I still don't have an answer on that. What do you mean spent a lot of time on her? Also, why does this guy have his own little CG thing? If we just stand here for long enough, will he show up again? Is that a bad end? I probably don't want to find out, right? All right. Yeah, this was pretty short, which, again, 2 hours worth of game for $2, that's not bad. His rosy cheeks turned pale, his beautiful eyes turned red, and his teeth became big and sharp. Our loyal friends. The one who doesn't run away will be your true love. Even facing the mirror, he couldn't see anyone anymore. The lonely prince lives in a cursed house. Thank you for coming to my party. Please don't leave again. If this is what I have to do to see what happened, please, I do this as a favor for me. I've played too many of these types of games where the true ending is way more disappointing than the normal one, where it leads to people ending up in a worse situation. I hate that term. I hate that term for this exact reason. True ending. They don't say it's the good ending, they just say it's the true ending. Oh, please. Please. Let it be a happy one. Don't waste my time. Don't punish your most devoted players by making them watch the characters be in a worse place and saying it's canon. Don't do that shit, please. Just this once. So, this is the whole story. A cursed prince. It's just like something in a fairy tale. In this house, it was just a party that they wanted. But how can I get out? I should check around while I still can. I think I can push it away. So you still have to do this thing with the staircase? Going down, yes. So sweet and calming. Really sleepy. I didn't get to check this. Old piece of furniture, a broom. She likes this room, but she stays here too long. Yeah, you check too many things and it just triggers the cutscene. I'd pay a little more for a cheap thrill, you know, as a tip. I get that. Somebody mentioned something like that to me one time before. About how the reason nobody minds dropping bits or subscriptions or direct donations or anything like that is specifically because, hey, they see the value in entertainment. And, hey, I'm glad you think the entertainment that I provide is worth something of monetary value. That's so cool to me. That people enjoy coming and coming consistently. I'm glad that I can provide that kind of value to people. It's a great feeling. And we're going to have a lot of screen shake again. I wonder if it was possible to access this room as Amelia. Like, if you just keep checking the wall over and over again, it's a hidden room, much like the puzzle one was. I wonder what all that candy collection did. Me too. Does it play into the true ending, perhaps? Or maybe the bad one? Yep. Time to go to the final room and hoof it there at that. I can save at this point? Oh, the timer doesn't even move while I'm in there. Hoofing as fast as these heels can take me. Arrgh. Why didn't I dress more sensibly tonight? Have you found her? She is not there. What? There is no one aside. John is checking other rooms. Don't worry, we'll find her. Okay, sure. But I think I should check it myself. You said that one couldn't get out after entering the final room, right? Amelia probably fell asleep in a corner or something. Okay, I'll be looking for her downstairs then. And talked to the vampire before the timer clicked, right? So we fulfilled all the conditions. No one is here, as he said. Is Amelia really in this room? A secret door! Just hops right in without me even helping. I knew it! Amelia! You always fall asleep in weird places. Years of audiobook projects. Also, welcome to the chat, Cryptic Pixel. Cool to see you here. Sorry I haven't been able to show up to a lot of your streams lately. It's just... it's never the right time considering my schedule. She just kicks it out of the way. I was worried. Wake up, Amelia. Do you remember your name? Do you still remember me? Miss Charlotte. Miss Charlotte, you came here to find me. Thank you. I thought I could never see you again. Wow, you remember everything. I'm so happy. You do this a lot. Falling asleep in a corner and waking up without a clue. But you're all right now. I knew that even before I said it. No worries, bro. I always tell people, hey, life comes first. And yet, just as a reflex, as a I wonder if that's just a very human thing to always apologize. Because, like, I don't have enough money lately to offer something like a subscription or whatever. There is that sense of obligation, I guess, on the audience side, especially if you enjoy the person. We also never had to use that blue potion. Yeah, because we didn't take a lot of damage. It's great. Let's get out of here. Fine. That's Amelia's answer. Thank you for coming to my party, which obviously wasn't very popular. I was really looking forward to it. Thank goodness everything is fine. Okay. I'm not complaining for the candy Amelia collected. By the way, you guys use too much ketchup. The whole place smells like tomatoes. It's terrible. Miss Charlotte, please don't be so picky on food. It's not good for your health. You sound like my grandma. Same goes for Mr. Vampire. I have no choice, because I was cursed. His appearance was turned into a vampire, but his appetite just turned to... tomatoes. Isn't that called a vegetarian? Oh no, he's been afflicted by the curse of Count Duckula. What? With all this ketchup and paint? I thought this was merely a bad joke.
I said I was cursed.
What were you? Sure, I noticed the magic in the house.
Miss Charlotte, you are a real witch, aren't you?
Yes, I am. There aren't many witches and monsters in this world now. And most of us are acquaintances. Who cursed you? Maybe I can help. But if it was a long time ago, Miss Charlotte's still young. Yet I'm wise.
Well, it was just 70 years ago.
Huh?
It was like in this story, more or less. I was a prince, young and immature, and somehow didn't have much luck in my love life. Therefore, a countess said she would introduce me to a young lady. But the girl didn't come. She didn't like me at all. Someone just loved the prince, while some would not even meet me because of the title. Seeing me disappointed, the countess said she could help me. I accepted, yet I never dreamed she was a witch. Then she turned me like this, saying something like, You will eventually meet the ones that truly understand you someday. Who wants to understand a monster? Thanks to her, even the false friends were gone. 70 years have passed. You are the first guests that visited me.
Miss Charlotte, are you all right?
You don't look well.
Actually, I have a grandmother. She likes playing tricks on humans, especially young men. What is it, Grandma? Lottie, here you are, my sweet girl. Would you like to have a date tomorrow? Sorry? What? Why? There is a prince holding a ball. No. Just like in the story. Lottie, you'll love it. No. And the prince is a very nice young man. No. I don't want a date. Don't be shy, sweetie. It's a beautiful thing. The feelings you have, especially when you are still so young. I'm only 16. Don't treat me like a human girl, please. You know my age is different from them. But this lovely rudeness and arrogance. You are just like those teenagers. Give me a break, Grandma. I said I didn't want a date. I'll attend it myself, then. Don't be sorry if you miss anything fun. Well, this happened, just 70 years ago. What? The second day I asked Grandma how the ball was, she told me the prince was a little blue. It was gorgeous, and everyone had a great time. Except the prince, because you didn't want to meet him. I didn't promise anything. I didn't even know him. It's all Grandma's fault. True, so I tried to cheer him up. You know, I think I helped. You tried to help humans again? I guess it was another silly trick. Oh, don't make fun of your grandma. Well, it was nothing. All I did was make him love tomatoes.
Excuse me? They finally met.
And that's all we get? We don't see her break the curse or say sorry or anything? What? How? That's... No, there's more to this story. There's... What do you mean? And what is this picture? What's that all about? And why do we turn into that other form when we go to the extras menu? Is this in the bad ending? The true not ending? What a backstory. And now she's in a blue dress. You need to try Inscription. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I streamed that the other day. You want to know the crazy thing? I almost beat Leshy on my second try. I almost beat him when I was not supposed to either. I just happened to have the knife and the pliers at the time, and I managed to get past his giant wave of bears if you reach that phase too early. But I screwed up. I forgot how the hook worked, and he stole the unit I needed to win the match. I'm so disappointed in myself. But I have played it a lot off stream, and I still recommend that game, because holy shit does it go places. And that's all I'm going to say on that one. I do not dare spoil a thing about Inscription. Well, this... Man, I'm curious what the details are with Amelia. We still don't have the full story. We know what happens to the prince. And we know what happens in the normal ending, but we don't know why Amelia is the way she is, which I feel like is a detail that would get revealed if we went down the bad ending. But on that same token, I don't want to know what happens in that ending. Like, we only died once over the course of the whole playthrough, and I don't have the heart to watch something bad happen to these characters if I know how to avoid it, you know? There's just one other thing I'm gonna do here. Oh, hey, all these characters are here now. Can I find the key for this chest in the back now? Good evening. So nice to meet you again. By the way, do you always wear that mask? Is it okay to take it off? This eye is damaged. But sure, it's fine to take it off. I was only wearing this for Halloween. I don't want to force you if you're uncomfortable, dude. You are here again. Welcome. It's so nice to have guests. Who are Richard and Charlie? About the curse. Don't ask a witch for help. Marilyn gave me this house along with the curse. Maybe she did want to help, but... Is there a way to break the curse? If I can find true love and propose successfully, probably. I see. What about me? What? Really? Amelia? Hey, don't you ever consider my Amelia. I don't think Amelia knows the meaning of propose. Okay, about the curse? The ones looking for true love deserve happiness most. So did Mrs. Marilyn say. Yes, she did. Actually, it's been so many years. Maybe I'll be living on the magic power of the curse. Which means I'll die as a human when the true love is found. That's terrible. However, I believe the feelings would be more pure and precious. Don't you think so? Eternal loneliness, or to end your life with true love. Which one would you choose? Sorry. Maybe this question is too difficult for you, Amelia.
I believe Mrs. Maryland's words. I'm sure you'll find your happiness. That's how it goes in the stories, isn't it?
Thank you, Amelia.
To be honest, I didn't expect you to solve all the puzzles. You're amazing, Amelia.
About outfits?
And this is my usual outfit. These ordinary clothes are also very lovely. Of course, Amelia looks good in the maid uniform, too. Miss Charlotte is pretty good at sewing. Thanks. You know I love making things, so here you are. Heh.
About this place.
We visit here a lot recently. It's not bad to have a neighbor, I guess. Can you break the curse, Miss Charlotte? What are you talking about? I'm sorry. Mrs. Marilyn is your grandmother, isn't she? Yes. I'll ask Grandma when I see her the next time. Why did Miss Charlotte get angry suddenly?
Oh. She thought Amelia was implying that... Gotcha. I wonder... Treasure chest is locked, and it's not like the main game. I don't have an inventory to open here. You think they only give me the key if I get every single achievement in the game? It's not even giving me hints on how to achieve any of these. It just lists them off. Well, now I'm curious, since we've got a little bit of time tonight. Let me go to my list here and see what all of these are. Okay. What day is today? Okay, so I need to get the date right during that question. Time. The achievements are Halloween. What day is today? Time. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat. That's the hint we get for that one. That is the hint. Potion, which I assume we get for actually drinking the potion in the game. Steam pumpkin. Oh, there's a way to get a new outfit. There's an achievement for getting all of the death endings. Never gonna do that one. Hero. She went home alone. There's one for finding all of the candy, which apparently we missed some somewhere. It feels like there's a lot more to this game that we just have not seen yet. The rain in the window is fitting given the past few days. Do you know there's a new clan in the Monster Train DLC? Are you talking about the 5th one? Or did they add a 6th in there? Because I was aware of the 5th. God, that's a game I should stream sometime. It really is. And I'm making more money recently, so I could afford the subscription again. All right. Everything's back to normal, it looks like. Yeah, I think... I'm not a fan of the idea of showing the rest of this on stream. Because I'd have to get all of the deaths, I'd have to... And there's like 8 hidden achievements as well. Alright, curiosity's getting the better of me. One last thing. If some of these are worth getting... Tell me what all of them are. Okay, the riddle room we got. Okay, but how do we get these? Is there a way to... I guess the goggles are like the extra outfit? Steam pumpkin, huh? What day is today? To show additional details. So these are all the achievements from the new one. No light. So apparently there's an achievement for getting through the game with no candy. There's an achievement for just chatting with, I think, exhausting all of the dialogue in the extras room. There's one just called Other Stories. Apparently there's also an Alice dress in here, too. What in the world? One for getting all of the saves. One for completing the game very quickly. One for not using your flashlight whatsoever. Where do we find the outfits? Nobody is describing where to get any of these. Balls to it. I'm sad to say I'm just not motivated to see any of these. Like I said, cute game for $2, but especially on camera, I don't want to waste your guys' time just futzing about and trying to beat this game as quickly as possible and doing this, that, and the other thing. But this was a good start to the Halloween weekend. And I think it's going to get even better, because tomorrow night... Well, before we do that, before we talk about what tomorrow night's stream is going to be, how about we start... How about we look for somebody to raid tonight? So we got a decent amount of people here. Who is live at this exact moment? Who is somebody that we could send a raid to? Everybody I follow that's live right now is... They already have a high number of viewers. I feel like it's more worth it to send people to somebody who's smaller and needs the viewership boost, especially on Twitch, which is infamous for not helping smaller people get found, so I'm open to suggestions. Give me some ideas in chat, and I'll see if they're live and see if it's somebody I want to send people to tonight. Do you guys have any good suggestions on where to raid? Offers going once, going twice. Because here's the thing. The person with the lowest number of viewers that is on my list right now is at 69. Don't think it, don't say it. Don't think it, don't say it. Nobody does? Well, in that case... Well, it's 70 now because I'm checking things out. It feels like a waste to send it to somebody who's already verified, but alright. We're gonna go raid somebody I actually haven't watched personally in a long time. I need to be on Twitch more. I need to socialize. The only times I've noticed I've brought new people in the community is just by interacting with folks, by hopping into other communities and just talking to people, letting them know that I'm out there, who I am kind of thing. It's almost like networking works. But with that lesson firmly under my belt, we're going to send you guys over to go view Firelord Brooke, who is currently playing Mario Party Superstars, and who has some of the, let's say, peculiar notifications that I've ever seen. So Remember proper raid etiquette. If you are subscribed to me, you have dedicated emotes for this kind of thing. Do not spam them unless they respond with emote spam of their own, in which case, spam away. Thank you all for coming tonight, and please join us again tomorrow night, when we will be playing a little bit of a very, very interesting looking indie game called Darkwood. Until then, my name is Whatthefnu. Later, everybody.